We see these beautiful pictures at night from the decks of these two U.S. Navy vessels in the eastern Mediterranean. I am tempted to quote the great Leonard Cohen, I'm guided by the beauty of our weapons. And they are beautiful pictures of fearsome armaments making what is for them a brief flight over to this airfield.
I don't know. I think he made it all up. He told Bashar that he went too far.
Tonight I ordered a targeted military strike on the airfield in Syria from where the chemical attack was launched. I call on all civilized nations to join us in seeking to end the slaughter and bloodshed in Syria.
See, now that's what you call a red line. On Tuesday, the world was sickened by the deadly gas attack on the people of Syria, many of them children. President Trump was no exception.
Assad choked out the lives of helpless men, women, and children. No child of God should ever suffer such horror.
Now, back in 2012, President Obama warned the Syrian president that if he used chemicals, he'd be crossing a red line, and then we'd take action. Well, he did, and then we didn't. Enter Trump. On Thursday, while he was hosting the president of China at Mar-a-Lago, he sent a message with Tomahawk missiles, dozens of them, right on the airfield that launched the chemical attack. I do feel bad about China, though. As the prime minister finished dessert, Trump bombs a country. It's like finding out your date was texting someone else throughout dinner. But the action was swift, decisive, and get this, presidential.
What changed last night?
I think Donald Trump became president of the United States.
Fareed, he's been president for a few months now. Who knew the media thinks missiles are the passkey to the executive bathroom? The media also focused on Trump's past tweets in which he said we should avoid Syrian intervention. So he changed his mind. Being president can do that to you. I'm okay with it. Some say President Trump should have gotten congressional approval first. Right, because Congress doesn't politicize anything. They'd politicize a clam bake. No, sometimes you need to take quick action and remind everyone who's boss. And it seems clear that this highly specific strike is a pretty reasonable response to genocide. It's the military equivalent of a rolled-up newspaper on a dog's nose. The message isn't just for Syria, but Russia, Iran, North Korea, and China. There's a new sheriff in town, and he's willing to kick your dog. I mean, he just kicked Putin's mutt. Talk about refuting that narrative. And really, it's got to be hard for the left to protest this. You know, chanting, hey, ho, retaliating against genocide has got to go. It doesn't flow. And what of those who called the whole Syria chemical attack a false flag? But you can use that line on anything. Maybe Klansmen are actually leftists exposing the evils of racism through performance art. It works on anything. So anyway, it's as if the world offered President Trump a multiple-choice question, and he picked the most careful, measured answer. Assad tested Trump, and Trump answered, unlike Obama. The take-home message, you can't play scared. It's not a win because right now there's no definition of winning. The Middle East sucks. But maybe, just maybe, the limited strike made it suck a little less. All right. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She's smarter than your boss and hotter than your radiator. One of my co-hosts on The Five, Kimberly Guilfoyle. He's deadlier than a bulldog's fart.
Oh, my God.
Former Navy SEAL who killed Osama bin Laden, it's Rob O'Neill. She still thinks The Exorcist was a family film. National Review reporter Kat Timpf. All right. He picks his teeth with Big Ben. It's TNA wrestler Tyrus. All right. right, I got to go to Rob first because you seem like an expert in such matters. Did Trump do the right thing, and why?
No doubt about it. He did the right thing just because a message needs to be sent. It's the truth. He enforced a red line that President Obama put in place and didn't do anything about.
Right.
And it's a message that needs to be sent. It's not. I mean, it's not just to Bashar al-Assad or Kim Jong-un. It's to Iran. It's one of those things that, like, we need a deterrent, and sometimes in order to deter people, you need to smack them. And I'll be honest, at this point, if anyone needs to have their pants pulled down and smacked on the ass, is Vladimir Putin.
Yes. Although I am a close second.
Well, you like it too much.
Yes, Kimberly. I've been a very bad boy.
Always.
You know, Kimberly, you know,
Yeah.
this is the kind of language that the world's worst people understand. It's not like Esperanto. There's no universal language of love. Sometimes diplomacy needs a big stick.
Right. Well, absolutely. You know, strength through power, peace through power. But I think this was a long time coming, as we know, because there was a failure to act by President Obama. He drew a red line. And now what we have with President Trump is, I do believe it is America first, that he stepped in to say, hey, we're not going to allow a leadership a vacuum anymore. We're in charge. He's a man that is not afraid to act unilaterally and go solo. On an issue like this, which I think is very important to send that message, yes, to China, to Russia, to Iran, to all of those forces that would, you know, vote us ill will.
To NATO, too, because everyone's pretty much afraid of Russia. Russia doesn't have a lot of allies. They've got Turkey, they've got Iran, they sort of have Syria, whatever kind of a country that is left. But NATO's afraid of Russia, and President Trump's taking a quick pivot between, you know, the key lime pie and whatever, launching a couple missiles into Syria. It's like, no kidding. This you want it to happen, this can happen.
This is the point. Kat, I'm sure you've been in this situation. You're at dinner. And you think things are going well, and then an hour later you realize the guy that you're with is bombing another country.
Only once, but it was a rough night. I agree with Trump on this, but by that I mean 2016 candidate Trump, who said that getting involved in Syria would lead to increased debt and the possibility of a long-term conflict. This is a total reversal.
Yes, it is.
Next, he might, you know, create a zip line into the United States from Mexico instead of a wall. Could be next. Also, 2013 Trump, totally right when he talked about congressional approval. That's what the Constitution says, whether you like it or not. And as a strict constitutionalist, when something goes against the Constitution, I go against that.
You know, I think it's a principled stance. I'm more of a casual constitutionalist.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's like I'm totally for it until I'm not for it.
Honest.
Yeah, I'm honest about it. Tyrus, okay, is it really? Are you a hawk just because you did a selective measure to an airfield? I mean, is that war really?
Well, of all the animals I've ever been described as, hawk would not be one of them. But to piggyback off what Kat so eloquently said, I mean, sometimes you got to make it rain like a strip club of missiles. You just got to do it.
Yeah.
You can have all the plans. You got all the plans in the world. Like, I was going to go to college. I was going to get married. I was going to run for Congress. Things happened, and I had to make decisions.
And you became a wrestler
Donald Trump,
instead.
yeah. Wow, right?
I think rain with a strip club full of missiles was in his speech, actually.
And it literally looked like that from the plane. It was great. The point is, he may have, his belief system might have been, let's stay out of Syria.
Right.
And let's try to make things better with Russia. But their decisions forced his hand.
Right.
They dropped chemical, and that's what...
It's about flexibility. Right. You know?
The Constitution doesn't allow for flexibility.
Yes. Well, you know
and he did
what?
a great thing by leaving Congress out of it.
You know, the Constitution... The Constitution needs a yoga mat. It needs to stretch a little bit.
Or a Pilates machine.
A Pilates machine.
Long and lean, but very toned.
Oh, my God, I can't walk for days.
No, I'm saying it's going to be difficult for people to argue against this because there's a rule that you don't use weapons of mass destruction. Sarin gas is that, and when you do, you need to get punished for it. And if you go to Congress needing time to get it, I don't know if you noticed, they don't exactly speed through things. The Russians are going to find out things are going to get leaked. They're going to move everything.
Yeah, they're very, very slow people in that line of work.